V'hinei inyan kumi lichi. So what's the pasuk says over there? My ifis mana'am, but then it says, no, I mean, Yossi, Yafosi. The pasuk says kumi lichi. What is the idea of kumi lichi? Hainu al yidei hatefila. How do you go get up and lichi to the higher madrega? That is through the davening shenikra sulam chulu sulam artsav reisha magia hashemayim. That means there's a ladder that is always on the bottom, and the top reaches all the ways up to the sky. The davening, through the davening, that's how you get up and you rise yourself lichi in order to be mamshich. I said before, the chof and the yud, to be mamshich, the level of keser and the level of chochma yilah through the davening. That's the kumi lichi. That's through davening. Lebechinas chof hanal, to the level that we talked about, which is the level of chof, which is the level of Sovev Kolam. Taish before, the Chav, the 220s, 2 times 10, which is 20, which is the level of Keser, as he explained. What is the idea? Why is Tefillah have that power to reach up to the level of Keser? Is ki hatefillah yesh bo ma'oras b'chinas Shabbos. Because in the davening we have a ha'orah, we have a shine from the level of Shabbos. And on Shabbos, v'hinei b'Shabbos, yesh b'odom neshama yisrael. On Shabbos you have an extra neshama yisrael. Everybody gets. What is the extra neshama? So he's going to explain, because on Shabbos there is an elevation that you go up to a higher madrega and you get a higher level of neshama from the level of the neshama which is in the machshava hakaduma, which is in the level of keser. The inyan haneshama yisaydo. What is this extra neshama that we're talking? On Shabbos, Malchus goes up, is elevated. Ad shebemincha de Shabbos ibemekoim Abba Mamish. Until on Mincha and Shabbos, it is the place of Abba, which is the place of Chochmah, goes all the ways up to Chochmah. And it extends to the neshama over there, to her over there, from the level of keser. Once the neshama on Mincha of Shabbos goes up to the level of Chochmah, at that point it extends to her from the level of keser. V'hainu b'chinas sevu kolamim, which is the level of sevu kolamim. U'machshava agduma, sevu kolam machshava agduma. Umishom nimshach, and then from there extends neshama yisera l'chol neshamas Yisrael shebeguf. And then once you come to the level of keser sevu kol ha'almim over there, from there it is nimshach, extends this extra neshama for all neshamas Yisrael that are in the body. That's the extra neshama we get on Shabbos from the level of Shabbos. Hainu, which means shemeir b'hem b'chinas shorshom shebemachshava hakaduma, so that they have from their earlier thought, from the root of Yidden, which they come from the earliest machshava, that comes down to the Yidden in the guf. That's the neshama yisera. V'ayim ashekosu me'inyan zeh b'dibur hamaschil v'yakhil Moshe's kol adas b'nei Yisrael chulu ayin shom. V'zeu inyan kumi lichi, and this idea, get up lichi to the shor, but it says lichi to the chof yud. Levichinas chof yud to the level of chof yud, which is the yud is the chochma ilah, and keser, the chof is keser. When you go up and the neshama goes up to the level of chochma, that's when it gets the amshocha from keser. It gets the shoydish of the neshama from machshava agduma. Zeu shekosu b'pri Etz Chaim Shar HaShabbos Perik Chom Gimel. The Pirush, what he writes over there in the Pri Etz Chaim, says the meaning ki me'itcha hi menuchaso. Me'itcha, the word me'itcha means from you, but he translates it. The word me'itcha is me'eis chof, as if it was to me'eis chof, from the letter chof, because keser is the chof. So me'itcha means the level from the chof. Shehi ha-keser, mishom nuchosom atochulu. So from there is their menucha now, when it comes to the level of Mincha Shabbos, in which they come up to the level of Chochmah, and they get from the level of Chav, from the level of Keser. V'hinei ha'ores b'chines gilu zeh shel Shabbos. What is the, does it say here shel Shabbos?
Shebe Shabbos.
Shebe Shabbos, right?
Yes.
Shebe Shabbos. Okay, thank you. Gilu zeh shebe Shabbos. Nimshach gam kein b'chol yom b'shas hatfila chulu kenal. That comes down every day during the davening. So during the davening, we get a little bit of the Shabbos. Zehu she'al hatfila ne'emar, and this is why about the davening it says kumi lichi. Because also by the davening we get a little bit of that Shabbos dika neshama, and we can get up to the level of lichi to keser and chochma. Then once you come to the level through the davening in which you are able to reach to lichi, then it becomes rayosi yafosi, my sustainer, my beautiful, the inyan of Torah and mitzvahs, the hamshich, ha'oir mi'omayla lamata alidei Torah mitzvahs chulu, to draw down the light from above to below through Torah mitzvahs. Moshe Nizboyer Lamailo, as was explained above and earlier in the matter. It's probably a dalit, Soif Dibur Hamaskil, right? So it's Samad Dalit Hey, correct?
Yes.
Ay Mashakosuf Soif Dibur Hamaskil. Vayakel Moshe Hanal. So Inyan Shomar Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Hasholom Yisrael. This is also what Moshe Rabbeinu Pisatim said to the Yidden. Tchila Shmiras. Tchila, he said first, Shmiras Shabbos. First, he tells them about keeping the Shabbos. V'achar kach Ma'isa Mishkan. And then he tells them about making the Mishkan, because the Seder goes, you get the Neshama of Shabbos, and then you can bring down the Torah mitzvahs. So first, he tells them about Shmiras Shabbos. V'achar kach Ma'isa Mishkan. So, K'meshikosu. Beinyan kumi lichi, that's like we say, kumi lichi. Va'os achakach b'chinat rayosi yaposi, and then you get the rayosi yaposi, which is equivalent to the Mishkan, which is the Torah mitzvahs. V'hinei zeh haposi nemar al Yitzias Mitzrayim. This posi of Yitzias Mitzrayim. Lefisha oz hoyo gilui oirin sov baruch hu b'knesses Yisrael. At that time, there was the revelation of the Eidein's blessed Eidin Sof into Knesset Yisrael. As the Pasuk says, V'Hashem hoylech lifneihem yoimom ba'amud onon ba'amud eish laila. That Hashem walked before the Yidden. It was a hamshocha. Hashem goes ahead of them. There was a Gilui Eidin Sof. He goes with the pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire. During the daytime, there was a pillar of cloud, and at nighttime, there was a pillar of fire. So that was the Hamshocha at that time, and that's how they were able to be mamshich and get down all these high madrigas keser, as discussed. Ukamesha kosu the Zoyar, Parshas Bolok, Daf Kuf Tzadi Daled Omed Beis. So when it says V'Hashem hoylech lifneim, so the Hashem Zokif Taimo Le'ela, the trop of V'Hashem rises, goes above. That means that they had that special gilui from above. And that's the way they can come to this level, to be on the level of Kumilach. V'ayin mashikosu me'inyan zeh gam kim b'parshas b'shalach soif divra maschil v'Hashem hoylech lifneihem. So, and this is also the pasuk in Hastov Ovar Hageshem Cholov Chulu. The pasuk says that it's already the spring is gone, Shir Hashimim, meaning that's after the time of the revelation of Yitzias Mitzrayim. By Yitzias Mitzrayim, they didn't have the level of Geshem, and they had the level of the Hamshocha. So they were able to get to this madrega of being mamshich, the keser and chokhmah into the neshamas Yisrael. Aval begolus, but while we're in exile, ein koyach l'knesses Yisrael lalos b'bchinas kumilach. There is no strength, there's no power for Knesset Yisrael to go up to the level of kumilach, which is l'shor shoha'atzmi, to its essence root, can't go up. Why? Machmas sheyordo b'seiser hamadrega chulu, because we have descended in the hidden steps, in being on a very low level. B'nikros sukas David hanoi felas, and it's called the sukkah of David that has fallen. We're in a very low madrega. So what do we do in Golus? How do we deal with it when we can't? Kumi lichi doesn't work because we're on a small, low madrega. That's why the pasuk gives advice how to make this aliyah, even when it is in this low madrega. And that's what the pasuk says, that takes place through Hareini es marecha. Show me marecha, your color. What does it mean? The person should put to his heart that this obstacle, the block that we experience in the Golus, is in order, it should bounce back, so that there can be a returning light. That can dafke come down because of the block. When there is a block, we read earlier before, when the sun hits the physical, it bounces back. That dafke, because there is a hester, that's why you get the light to shine back. This light, so in other words, the experience of the blockage and the difficulty is actually the ability to bounce back and to go even on a higher level. The level of the returning light is the forceful love, which is Yosef. Mibechinas kumiloch, that is more than the level of kumiloch. That comes through Harenias Marecha, even though we cannot on our own come to the level of kumiloch. Yosef mibechinas kumiloch. V'al derech, and this is similar to Balei Tshuva, about which it says, we talk about Tshuva, Shebemokim Shebalei Tshuva Eindim Ein Tzadikim Gemurim Chulu, that with places where the Baal Tshuva stand, even complete Tzadikim can't stand there. So that means through the level of Teshuvah, the Oir Choyzer has a more powerful light that is higher than even complete Tzadikim. Okay, Inyan Mashachosu al Pasuk, similar to what we said on the Pasuk, Vani Ere B'Soinai, through the Soinai, through the level of the interference, those who hate. That brings me to the level of Ere, that brings me to the level of Re'iyah, to a higher level. Ayin Shom Heitev, the Inyan she is followed David. Look over there well and explains over there. David came back Kodesh. He asked for that also in the time when he is back Kodesh, he should be able to experience that level, because the level that he has in the time of Golus is much greater. And he said that he wishes that he can daven so even when he was in the level of Kodesh without the obstacle. That means that the obstacle created a much more powerful level of connection through Soinai to become Ere. Umizan Nimshach, as it says further in the Pasuk, show me the reflection, the Oir Choyzer, and that makes your voice beautiful. That makes the coil beautiful, which means the voice is Torah. Making it beautiful means it adds beauty to that beautiful voice. Koilech hi ha-Torah. The voice is Torah. Torah is Koil Yaakov, the voice. That's the Hamshocha, that's the level of Torah. Shehi Hamshochas Oirins Baruchu Oirins Sof Milmayla Lamato. That is drawing down the Oirins Sof from the Maila to Lamato. Canal being Rayos, as we spoke before, in the idea of Rayosi, to be Mamshich, the level of Torah. Nachmas HaYerida Beseder HaMadregah. But because of this descent in the hidden steps, meaning in a big descent, that became that returning light Hanal. Yumshech Sheyiyah Hamshocha Al Yidei HaTorah. That causes about the Hamshocha that will come through the Torah. It will be Bebechina Elyoina Yosef, from a higher level. Bebechina Elyoina Yosef, Bebechinas Hamshocha Shal Yidei Kum L'chora Yosi, which would be a higher level than the level of the Hamshocha, which comes Kum L'chora Yosi. Kum L'chora Yosi is the time of Yitzias Mitzrayim, time of Gilui. But when it comes through the time in Golus, so over there, when Hareini knows Marecha, the Koilech will become sweet. V'ayim Mashakosu le'il kai gavnos yedivra maschil le'susosi berichbi explains that Shelefi Shebegolus Hayerida hu Yoser that because in the exile there is a greater descent in the days of the week, that is through the chariot of the horses which are mentioned in Zechariah. As it says in the Mamer, there are different chariots. There is some of the Susim, then we have the cover of Yecheskel, the other. So the Susim are a lower level, and through the descent of Merkava the Susim, that makes a greater elevation because the horse runs higher and higher. Look in the Mamer, so it's through the greater descent you have a greater elevation. So this is the idea that we're saying that your voice is sweet. Have a sweet voice, which means an additional level of hamshocha that takes place from Torah through the greater descent, that it becomes a sweet voice. The hine rayosi hainu Yisrael mifanasi. When we talk about the rayosi, and that is translated, my supporter, which is hainu Yisrael mifanasim, that's the Yidden support. And that is Shahat Torah Nikra Moshe. That's where the Torah is called a food, a nourishing. As the Pasuk says, eat the bread. As before. That's the level of the Pasuk level. But what is the meaning? You have a sweet voice. Sweet voice. Hainu al derech moshul. So that's more than just speaking. But the koilech orev, that is hainu derech moshul hamozun sheyesh ba'arevis. That is food that has a sweetness to it. Shalze omar omru. When you talk about sweet food, the Gemara quoting the Ravcha lebesumi shchiach, that there is space for sweet, for tasty, is common. Basically, which means that even if a person is full, he's eaten and he's completely satisfied, he always has space by him for libesumi. When it comes for the tasty food, he'll always find more room for that. Basically, when the Torah becomes sweet, there is more room for that Torah. It becomes on a higher level. This is in the Gemara Megillah, Dav Zayin Omid Beis. Huh?
No, I didn't say it isn't.
Ube'erevin Periches Dav Pei Beis Omid Beis. So Nimtza. So what does it come out? It comes out that Hamaychel sheyesh bo arevis umisikas, that the food that has a pleasantness, a sweetness, yesh bo ma'ili yiseichulu, has in it a greater elevation. Ein shom in that ma'amer kikol charev. Val derech zeh inyan haTorah. Similar is the idea of Torah shenikra lechem. Torah is called lechem. So you have plain bread. That's Torah itself. That's nimshach in Yitzias Mitzrayim lechatchila. Ach nimshach bo gilu tainu yel. But when in the bread is drawn in a revelation of a supreme delight, that comes from the source of the delights. Meaning that your Torah is my play, my enjoyment. That's when it's called you have a sweet voice. The food by way of example, is on an elevated level, on a higher level. It is not just regular food that is bland, but it is a sweet food. So that's about Torah. You have koilech oref. And then the pasuk continues, umarich nova, and also your look is beautiful. Naim hamitzvahs. Those are the mitzvahs. Shal yidei hatshuva, through tshuva nasu hamaisim toivim u'mikidim yosher chulu. Then the mice become actually more better and more shining chulu. Basically, the tshuva, the erchoizer, that's bring by the tshuva, that brings an elevation, that the Torah becomes sweet, toilech oref, and the marich becomes nova because the tshuva maisim tovim, that the maisim become good and shining more. V'ayim ashekosu b'parshas Yisrael b'dibur hamaskil b'chol ha'amroim. V'ayim ashekosu b'sei dibur hamaskil v'asiso b'gdei kodesh. שיש כמה מדרגות בעניין הלבושים שממעשה המצוות, that there is several steps, several madregas in the levels of the levushim. שיהיה גם בעניין הלבושים מעשה המצוות, וכנזכר לעיל, as mentioned earlier, ולכן די הראיניאס מערכה. We get different levels. There is levels. He says, Malchus, Levush Malchus, the different madregas and make beautiful garments. So therefore, through Harenias Madecho, the Oir Chayzer, the returning, Nimshach Sheyiyu Halabushim Hanasim and Maisa HaMitzvahs. So that brings down that those Levushim that come from the Maisa HaMitzvahs, Shu Bechinas Yafos, the mitzvahs itself are the level of Yafosi. But through the Tshuva Maisim Tovim, that brings it to bring it with Bechinos from levels that Hayeser El Yenes Chulu that are higher, much higher levels.